Today, we are going to do something that nobody in the history of ever has ever done before. We are going to play FIFA and Football Manager in the same video. Well, we're not actually going to play them. We're actually just going to look at how both games rate the best Wonderkids in the world and see which one was more right. Yeah, this shouldn't be divisive at all. Great job. To do this, I will have to actually open FIFA and open a FIFA career mode for the first time in 5 years. Okay, I'm ready. We'll look at them on FIFA first, then when we find them on Football Manager, we will be able to compare the ratings of the two players. Wait, so none of you can make fun of me for forgetting somebody, because you will. We are going to Google top Wonderkids in the world. We have Erling Haaland, Ansu Fati, João Felix, Phil Foden, Eduardo Camavinga, Jadon Sancho, Rayon Cherki, Jude Bellingham, Amad Diallo, and Brenner. Let's just take the top 5. I feel like we can just take the top 5. So Haaland, Fati, João Felix, Phil Foden, Camavinga. Sound good to you? Sounds good to me. We are going to rate these Wonderkids on their overall rating compared to the two games and a couple of key attributes as well. We're going to decide which one is more accurate, and then you're going to judge me for it. Need one of these. I always put it in wrong the first time. Manager career. Does this really matter though? I just want to see the... Oh, okay. I'll take the Just for Men guy. Bro, I don't care enough. We're just gonna Google it. I don't care enough. God. We'll look for Camavinga first. Let's take a look at what they've actually rated him at. So apparently there's another website called FIFA Index. They actually have his FIFA stuff here. So they've got ball control 81, dribbling 80, short pass 81, long pass 77, crossing 70. They put him all in the 70s. I'm assuming, look, this guy's, he's a stud. They're gonna put him super duper high potential. That's not important. What we're looking at is how they've rated them right now. He's a 76 with a potential of 88. Okay, that's him there. Let's open up Football Manager. So I've made this database where it's got everybody in Football Manager in it. Not that we need this excessively large database. I just like big databases, and I cannot lie. And in it, we shall find Camavinga. And Football Manager looks as though it's done Camavinga rather harshly. So there's a couple of things we need to understand for this rating if you haven't played one of these two games. Football Manager does all of its attributes in a scale of 1 to 20. Now, FIFA does all of its attributes in a scale of 1 to 100. Now, I'm going to pretend to be scientific about this, but honestly, this should just be obvious who's fallen better in that situation. Now, Football Manager also assigns a current ability to... Why am I holding this? Football Manager also assigns a current ability to players from 1 to 200. FIFA's overall rating is obviously 1 to 100. So FIFA is using the same scale for everything. Football Manager has 1 to 20 in each attribute, and then has a rating of 1 to 200, which we can see by, cheating, because I have the editor. It's not cheating, but his current ability is 136, which weirdly enough is like exactly the same as 76, right? I think FIFA's got him rated a little higher than this. So it's a 100 to a 200 scale, and so you have to double it. Yeah. And so FIFA has actually given Camavinga a higher overall than Football Manager on both of their latest databases. Oh, wait, that wasn't the... Okay, there's a drop down. That's pretty convenient. So 156 compared to 136. FIFA loves Camavinga. I guess FIFA loves the stars. So when it comes to accuracy and rating Camavinga, I'm probably actually going to go for football. Like, I'm probably... Which one do you think is right? In the overall rating, my choice is 156 essentially, or 136. So if we're to scale 136 down, then you'd get what, like an overall of 68? So there's a pretty significant difference here. Football Manager thinks Camavinga's rating should be much lower. I don't. In the overall of Eduardo Camavinga, FIFA is the winner. I think FIFA's just better on Camavinga. This kid's a stud. He's already in the French national team, and Football Manager's gone pretty low on him. Things, speed, his current ability, his ball control. FIFA's gone a lot higher on Camavinga, and I'm kind of here for it. We'll see if this is a trend, but right now it's FIFA 1, Football Manager 0. 0. The Football Manager definitely gives them the credit where it's due for the tackling. Like, the tackling ratings are actually almost the exact same, which is kind of interesting. Football Manager accommodates for the defensive ability being the same as FIFA. To make the rating lower, the offensive ability is worse. Eduardo, you're a source of great controversy. Who is number 4? Philip? Philium? There he is. Phil Foden, baby. And the Icelandic supermodels are close behind. I love this. Real face. Yes. Which is a question that quickly gets confusing when you consider we had an AI-generated face pack made for Football Manager, and this guy is not real, even though he looks like he would be out clubbing with Phil Foden in an uncomfortably tight shirt. That's not the point. Let's do the overall crunch, ladies and gentlemen. 152, right? And we have an 82 overall. Oh, this isn't even going to be close. FIFA goes high on everyone. This is totally going to be a trend. Football Manager's rating of 152. FIFA, if you double 82, you end up with 164. So 164, which is significantly higher than what we see in Football Manager. But where do they make Phil Foden good? They've given him outrageously good balance and agility in FIFA, and we actually see that reflected in Football Manager, interestingly enough. His highest attributes are touch, technique, and agility. He also has really good passing and vision, where we see balance is actually the highest attribute in FIFA. The vision is solid. The passing is only good on short. Okay. But they've also given him very good touch. But the balance, there is some disagreement. They've given him very little rating on the stamina, which actually kind of matches up. That Icelandic supermodel must have been very disappointed. What about the player traits? Flair. See, look, they acknowledge these are actually very similar. Can I make this a push? Like, obviously, Football Manager made him a little worse, but they've given him great potential. They've reflected essentially the exact same stuff. Like, very impressive. Runs with ball often, technical dribbler and playmaker, gets in opposition area, like it runs with ball offense in Football Manager. Like, this is a good job of scouting in both directions. This one to me is a push. I'm going Football Manager. I wanted to push, but we're going Football Manager. Now for the top 3. And it's João Felix, the next superstar Wonderkid of the world. $100 million later, what do you get? An 83 overall player on FIFA. Let's check Football Manager, and you get a 159. That's close. We're going to have to break down which one wins in the actual attributes for once, like we did last time. Oh, dude, FIFA's losing its mind, man. They gave him all this speed. His agility's like right next to his dribbling, and his pace and his acceleration's all like really good. And Football Manager's like, nah, homie. Nah, fam. This is where the virtues of Football Manager come through, is you can be better at more things to make you good in the game than you can be in FIFA. In FIFA, you have like 5 options, right? The things that can actually make you good in the game. If it's Ultimate Team, you have 1, and it's called speed. They've made him a very balanced player from his athleticism to his skill on the ball and that sort of thing, where Football Manager has very clearly emphasized the technical and mental side of the game and not made him as physically dominant. I think this one's a clear win for Football Manager in terms of scouting and reflection of the player. I have seen João Felix play in real life. I went to an MLS All-Star game. I know. I went to an MLS All-Star game, and it was beyond fascinating to watch Ibrahimovic run around and somehow care and not care. But it was equally fascinating to see João Felix, and this dude does reflect the flair, the creativity, the excellent technique and control of the ball that is not reflected as much in these attributes. And they get brownie points for the dribbling and the ball control, but the buffing of his overall ability by just boosting his athleticism to nearly the same level, it's not good. 2-1. Football Manager has FIFA in the bag right now. This one's gonna be fun though. I mean, it's Ansu Fati, baby. He's a 76. I feel like Football Manager might have this covered. Ansu Fati, I don't know, man. He's a 147 on Football Manager, so again, FIFA has gone higher on their overall scale for Ansumane Fati. So Football Manager has done this with a balance on dribbling, technique, creativity, and then speed. What FIFA has done has just blown this kid's speed up. Like, his speed is nuts. It's 90. It's nearly as good as Phil Foden's balance. If I die doing this, tell my subs I love them. Oh, they call me Phil Foden, baby. We're okay. The overalls are not far off, so we don't have this huge discrepancy to help us make the decision. I feel like I'm going to go with FIFA here. I do. I feel like Football Manager has undersold the pace of Ansu Fati. Every time I watch Ansu Fati, just the pace is what stands out. Now, unlike Phil Foden and his balance, that's not like, okay, the pace is what stands out above everything else. His ability to control the ball, his creativity, right? He's a brilliant player and he has great control of the ball, but I feel like this might be a more accurate distribution. So FIFA wins, and who is going to settle it other than Erling Haaland, whether Football Manager or FIFA is better at rating Wonderkids? Thank you, Ansu. I've never seen him on, oh, he's an 87. He's got that finishing. He's got good. I like the fact that he's got the speed. They've reflected this really accurately, and I've used him in Football Manager before in a save that I did last year where we were Dortmund, and he's got very similar stuff going on. So he's a 166 here. Now 87, that would be 160. He's a 174, right? So he's 8 points higher on the scale from FIFA, which one fascinating discovery that FIFA rates everybody higher than Football Manager does on the same scale. But why is he at that rating? So we have the same thing reflected with like the sprint speed being higher than the acceleration. Right? He's a big dude. It takes him a little while to get going. Shot power, strength is highly rated. Long shots, he's got a lot better long shots in FIFA, which I'm actually kind of on. Nuts finishing is reflected in both. It's very similar. It's very similar. They put his jumping at 74. He's 6'4". He's like almost 2 meters tall if you're watching from that part of the world. How do you put his jumping at 74? In Football Manager, it's 15. It's equivalent to his acceleration, essentially, because that's also at 15. Is that the deal breaker? The entire debate is going to come down to the fact that that's an omission. It's a complete overlook. There's no way. He's a very athletic dude that's 6'4". There's no way his jumping is a 74. Like, there's no way his jumping's worse than his dribbling, than his short passing, right? There's no way his jumping is worse. Well, his balance is actually terrible. Hey, Phil, do you want to get him on your master class? Why? He could use it. He's a speed dribbler. Football Manager has him. He likes to round the keeper, beats the offside trap, knocks ball past opponent, tries first-time shots, and shoots with power, of course, which is in lieu of actual shot power being in the game as an attribute. This just bothers me, dude. His jumping is 74. I can't. Football Manager wins. And you guys know, FIFA's rather loathsome, and Football Manager's a fantastic game, so Football Manager was likely to win. But here's the thing. FIFA having a smaller database has definitely affected this, but it's interesting because in that smaller database, in order to compete faster, FIFA feels the need to give a higher rating to all these young guys than Football Manager does because, well, Football Manager has 395,000 players in its database, and FIFA has like 25. Yeah, it's got like a few thousand, but still, this scouting setup of Football Manager is magnitudes larger than the scouting setup for FIFA. So they just go about it in a completely different way. They're looking for different things. And I'm honestly fascinated at the way they did different takes because you can feel in FIFA in particular how they gave João Felix higher athletic ability just to make him better in the game. They have undoubtedly nerfed Erling Haaland's jumping ability so that he's not absolutely cracked, right? Because he's already great. If he has this awesome jumping reach, and he should have at least good jumping reach equivalent to his acceleration because he's tall and athletic, well, if they give him that, well, then he's just going to be so unbelievably annoying to play against that it's going to be ruined, right? Even if they nerf it by lowering like his reactions and his long shots a little bit or something. But we came here to crown a winner, and that's what we've done. It's Football Manager. Wow, it was so good. What did I... I'll see you on stream or on another video. Also, these are just so sweaty.